Does everybody know what time it is?
Home and podcast time.
That's right. Binford Tools is proud to present a home improvement podcast. My name is Adam. You all know my co-host Jordan. Season 6, baby. Let's do it.
Oh, it feels like a brand new beginning for us. So it's a very exciting time at Home and Podcast. How are you doing, Adam?
Fine.
Just okay.
Yeah,
I'm all right.
Tired.
I'm average. That's different than what we usually say. So
Yeah.
Season 6 must be the cusp of something new.
I feel like I'm in the 6th season of recording a home improvement podcast. That's kind of how I feel right now.
It's a very specific feeling.
Yeah, it's very few people know that feeling except for you and I. But
that's
no,
about it.
I'm just kidding. I'm happy to be on to the 6th season, and always a pleasure to be here talking to my best pal.
You're so kind. Too kind, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Adam, on the eve of a new season, I was thinking to go back to some of the old tropes that I like to do where I search out weird websites.
Not that old. I feel like, we did that a fair amount throughout season 5, but yeah, man, I like it. Keep
Feels
going.
like a favorite pastime. When there's so much change, you have to have some sort of constant, and
Yeah.
this is my constant. And so what I did is, if you remember, we went to Tim Allen's website. It was a little strange
Yeah.
with the rebrand. It's still the same, so nothing new to report there. But I was wondering, does the Karn man have a website?
Really good question.
What
Yeah.
does that look like? So I went to richardkarn.com. Nothing but like a GoDaddy domain thing.
Okay,
So
yeah.
nothing to report there. I did go to alborland.com.
Yeah, what do we got?
We've got Al Borland Punk Rock Productions.
Okay.
So the website has...
I guess I should plug it in here so I can see.
Well, just be careful. Don't click on anything when you get there. But
Okay.
it's got like a car. Looks
yeah.
a styled and really pixelated like Hot Wheels car that they
Yeah.
did some graphic design on. It says you need the Flash and QuickTime plugin to
do
enjoy
see,
them.
That's the concern for me. The real player free at the bottom is a bit of a concern, but yeah.
Very big. Yeah, it's just one of a kind of a one pager. So
Yeah.
that was interesting. What was more interesting is I found out someone made an Al Borland LinkedIn page.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so they made it like he's a possible person you could hire.
Okay.
So Al Borland on LinkedIn. I'm just gonna read you some information. There's not a lot you can guess, but I'm gonna have you guess like the skills and endorsements
Okay. All right.
that
Well,
are on there.
I better not go to the page. I was about to do that. I will not do that.
Please don't.
Okay.
So
Yep.
it's pretty standard. Al Borland, television show co-host at Tool Time, located in Dearborn, Michigan, which was a bit of a surprise for me.
That's not right. I mean, maybe the show is filming in Dearborn, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so Al's, as you can imagine, Al has written something nice here. It says, "Howdy, I'm Al. I host a local cable show in Detroit, Michigan area with Tim the Toolman Taylor. Check us out on local cable every Thursday night. You're right, we probably have a much larger budget than we should for a local show, but Binford is just a great sponsor." So kind of a cute nod there that we talk about all the time about, how local is this show.
It's interesting. Is that so? Does that mean that Tool Time is a once a week show?
Every Thursday night.
I always figured it was every day, every weekday.
I get the idea that it's every weekday as well.
Interesting. Okay, well, something
Or
to
at
think
least,
about.
or at least bi-weekly,
At least bi-weekly, yeah.
Experience, television co-host. That's all it has. It does have education, which
Okay.
I'm not. This seems wrong.
Okay.
If you had to guess the college that they would put on here, what would you guess?
School of Hard Knocks? Something like that. I don't know. No, like Washington or something, where Karn Man actually went.
Wayne State University.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so.
No, it gets a little bit more strange. From 1986 to 1990, which makes no sense. So he's a newbie right when he starts Tool Time.
He was in the Navy, maybe GI Bill kind of situation.
Yeah, major. This is not too strange. Building construction technology, although that
Nice.
sounds fake.
Yeah. That sounds
All
like
right.
something that someone that I know would major in, and they'd get a job right out of college and make way more money than me their whole life, and I'd resent them for it. That's kind of what that major sounds like.
I was going to say, you don't sound bitter at all.
Yeah, that's kind of what that major sounds like, yeah.
2 things that I want you to guess. All right. 2 very important sections. One is languages.
Okay.
So there's 2 languages here.
Obviously, English is one.
Yeah. Well, what's the other?
Oh, man. Like Pig Latin or something?
Do you think LinkedIn allows you to put in Pig Latin?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, we'll do some follow-up research there. No, it's Swahili.
There must be an episode where he speaks Swahili. Man, I hope we don't get to that, because I don't really want... That sounds kind of cringeworthy.
That sounds pretty bad.
Swahili, huh? Okay, interesting. Yeah, I guess I'm guessing a little too off the wall even for this exercise.
Pig Latin.
I don't know. Yeah, I kind of stand by that. I think I wish it did say that, frankly.
I think we need to make an Al Borland LinkedIn profile. That's what it sounds like.
Nice. What else?
All
What
right.
else we got?
All right, so last section here. This is going to get interesting.
Okay.
Skills and endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 8 listed here. I'm just wondering if you can pull out any of the 8 listed here, and then I'll list some when your brain is dead.
Skills. It won't take long. Skills and endorsements. I don't even know what the turns of phrases are for these necessarily, but I'll say like.
If you're close, I'll let you know.
I think he is. He's good at working with a partner, so I guess he group work, teamwork kind of situation, anything like that.
No
I
teamwork.
just said like 7 different things, so maybe one of them will click. All right, I mean,
Not
I guess
even one has one of the words that's related.
Isn't that strange? Woodworking. It's a skill.
No.
Okay,
That's a good guess, though.
He is on time.
No, you're just... I mean, these are... We should contact Al
Have I
Borland
ever-
and let him know how to update his
People are
skills
probably
and
wondering if
endorsements
I've ever
page.
been on LinkedIn based on these guesses. Well, obviously he is reliable, good writer. I don't know.
Let me just start listing a
why
couple.
don't you just tell me? 'Cause
Let me give you
yeah.
some of the taste here. So, one skill, flannel shirts.
Okay, so these are not skills then.
Some of them are, some of them are not.
Okay, all right.
So, flannel shirts
Mm-hmm.
is one. Binford Tools Master Expert.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Pretty specific.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard one for me to guess, but
That
yeah.
must be like a certification that they offer from Binford.
Yeah.
There's 2 on here that are kind of related. One is safety,
Okay, that's one I maybe could have gotten. Yeah.
and the other one is safety glasses, which is very very specific and
I
not a
want to go
skill.
on my LinkedIn and put safety glasses for a skill and see if that helps or hurts my career
man.
outlook. That's
Not
funny.
only is he listing power tools, but he's listing hand tools as well. So
Okay.
covering all sides. The last couple are silly again. Beard grooming.
Meh, yeah.
You-
I don't know.
you're gonna endorse him for that?
Yeah, I might thinking about it. I'm
right.
definitely connecting with him tomorrow at work when I need a break.
And then the last one is more power, which I don't think is accurate because that would be on Tim's and not Al's.
Yeah, I mean, I see what they're trying to do. Sure, yeah, that's interesting. Wonder
It's
what
a real
makes somebody
hodgepodge.
want to do something like that.
Yeah, and it seems like they didn't really have a cohesive approach.
It's funny. It's like it's like kind of trying to be accurate, but also kind of trying to be silly. It's like pick a lane, you know?
Yeah, pick a lane. So, yeah, when I first saw it, it came up pretty quickly on like Google search results.
Okay.
And I was wondering, is this Richard Karn's actual
It would be
LinkedIn?
funny if he actually
And-
had a LinkedIn. I mean, like Mark Cuban does. So
Yeah, if it was, I was going to connect with him because obviously our audience knows the Karn Man and us. We go way back. So
yeah, close and personal friend of the podcast, Richard Karn. Yeah, I wonder if he has a LinkedIn. I would doubt it.
let's not follow up on
Should I
that.
DM him right now?
No,
And then just wait. We'll just wait in real time for him to respond.
I mean I have 2 numbers I could call.
That's true. You do have two. You have Richard Karn's cell phone number and perhaps a home phone. So yeah, let's just say things are going pretty well for us.
We're personal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that closes the LinkedIn segment for today. I'll see if I can find Tim Taylor on LinkedIn at some point. So
You know what? Didn't hate it.
didn't hate it. Didn't hate it. Didn't love it. But
No.
you know what we are gonna love?
Season 6 of Home Improvement.
Yeah, and we're going to begin. Hopefully, that's
riding
right.
the high of Season 5, you know?
I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but I'm excited, and we're going to start with...
You know what? Well said, man.
We're going to start with At Sea. And before we do that, we want to do a little bit of a series overview or a season overview, we should say. Typically, we go down... I don't think we have to guess the Nielsen ratings, maybe, unless you want to, for Season 6.
Like what the number... You guessing number...
Like the other ones in the top 10? We've done that before.
I'd like to hear them. I don't know that I need to guess them.
All right, well, I'll pull that up real quick.
Yeah. I did read online. I did some research today, and I know a little bit about where it was ranked and so on. But I think our listeners would like to hear that.
Super Sleuth listeners.
Yeah, for sure. They love the Triv, man.
Don't we all? All right, so we've got. All right, top 10 here. 1996-97 runtime. Nielsen Media Research.
Leslie Nielsen. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Seems like a strange company for him to found, but whatever. Number 1, ER.
Okay. How many million?
Well, it says rating 21.2. I don't know what that equates to.
I think that's millions of viewers, so like 20. Okay. Interesting. Did you say where Home Improvement ranks, or are you're saving that?
I'm going to save it.
Okay, cool. All right, keep going. Sorry.
Number 2, Seinfeld.
Love it. Yeah. Good show.
Yeah. You like that one, huh?
Like that show, yep.
Number 3, Suddenly Susan.
Okay, see, I don't think I've ever watched that. Sounds fun. Sounds fun, though. Sounds like random, like, whoa!
It's got Brooke Shields in it.
Oh, okay.
A glamorous San Francisco something or another.
Sounds pretty good. Keep going.
All right, number 4, Friends.
There's like a bunch of... Friends obviously good. There's like a bunch of shows like that, like from the 90s that I think are all the same. Like Suddenly Susan... Veronica's Closet, Just Shoot Me. Like, those are all the same show to me.
Yeah, then you're not wrong.
All right, Friends number 4. Okay.
Tied for number 4.
Okay.
The Naked Truth.
You gotta click on that. I don't know what that is.
All right, so The Naked Truth is... Is
it like a reality dating show or something?
Oh, you think they did reality stuff in the 90s?
And like cheaters and stuff.
It takes place at a tabloid news publication.
Okay.
I think the idea is like a Pulitzer Prize photographer has to like stoop down to a tabloid or something.
Okay. The Naked Truth. Oh, wow.
Tim Curry.
Taya Leone. Nice.
Tim Curry's in it.
Why did this show not last longer if it got such good ratings? Oh, it went 3 seasons. Man, I'm learning a lot. All right.
It was on ABC and then got picked up by NBC.
Hey, guess who was in it? Toby from The Office.
Oh, my goodness. We just talked about Toby. All right, number 6. Fired Up. Never heard of that either.
Okay, Fired Up. Not familiar, but keep going.
Leah Remini.
Oh, is this like a pre-King and Queens thing?
I guess so. All right. I think somebody gets fired and they team up or something. 7.
I like your guesses as to what these shows
No,
might be.
I see like when I hover over the title, it gives me part of it, but I only get part of what it's about. So it's like...
I'm on it, I'll tell you. Okay, so... Sharon Lawrence as a self-centered promotions executive and Leah Remini as her mouthy assistant. What a surprise. When the pair got fired from their jobs, they teamed up to create a business as equal partners. The tagline of the series was, "First she got fired, then she got fired up."
Ooh,
Executive produced by Kelsey Grammer.
All right, so was my description worse than yours? I don't really think so.
It's more or less the same thing. Wow, yeah, it's Leah Remini as a mouthy assistant. Wow, really stepping out of her comfort zone.
All right, she got nominated for many, many Emmys. All right, 7, Monday Night Football.
What's that? Is that a sitcom? Is Leah Remini in that too? As a mouthy quarterback?
It's actually a European show about soccer.
That's funny. All right, next.
The Single Guy. I feel like we've talked about that one before.
I've heard of that one.
Ernest Borgnine is the doorman.
Love the Borg.
The Borg.
You talk about people. We talked about in the Patreon episode. We talked about that guy from Twilight Zone hanging out at Houghton Lake. But Ernest Borgnine, he hung out at Houghton Lake some too.
Did he really? Oh man,
They filmed
what's going on?
They filmed the movie up there. We can talk about it another time. Okay, Single Guy's not that interesting. Keep going.
All right. So now we get to number 9, which is Home Improvement.
Okay. We know a lot about that one. Yep.
We sure do.
Number 9, huh? Okay. What was it? Do you have what it was like season 5?
Yeah, season 5 was number 7, so it's continuing to slide. And before that it was 3, so
okay. And then you're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna take a guess that next season it's fallen even lower down the list.
Just to number 10.
That's not so bad. Okay.
10 on this list is Touched by an Angel. Maybe not a name of a TV show that aged well. I don't know.
Everyone's grandma's favorite show, Touched by an Angel.
Is this the same thing as God Friended Me?
Oh man, is that like it is? What? Why do you think that is Touched by an Angel? Like, are you saying that because it's like the mystical Negro?
I don't
thing?
know. I've never seen it.
Oh, you've never seen it? Okay, I don't know what it is.
There's an angel named Monica though.
Okay, but that would probably not age well. Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah,
well, I was just saying the name of the show, but anyways.
Wow, man.
The interesting thing about this list, not to spend too much more time on this,
spend as much time as you want. I watched the episode. I don't need to talk about it.
The first 6 on this list are NBC.
You're right. That's a really good point. NBC. This is 96. You said 96.
Yeah,
97?
They got 7 out of the top 8. The only one that breaks it is Monday Night Football.
Man, that's powerhouse NBC. Yeah, that's really interesting. It's a good eye, Jordan. It's a good time for television. Friends, Seinfeld, Home Improvement. Glory days. That's what
ER.
I don't really like ER, but
I never watched it, but it's just so popular.
I know we watched like the first 10 episodes on Hulu maybe like a year ago, and I don't know. It seems like okay, but kind of. I have a tough time with medical shows because they're always fairly similar to me.
Yeah.
But,
Well, how do you differentiate yourself? Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good point by me.
It's almost too good of a point, if you ask me.
Indeed. Well, you know what? I tell you what, I'm excited. And you know what? Maybe the show's getting worse ratings as time goes on, but I have a feeling the quality is gonna just only go higher.
We did like season 5 quite a bit. So.
I know. I was surprised. Yeah. So I should. One thing I guess I should bring to your attention is I feel like this is probably the time when I was like really most into Home Improvement. Like, I'm thinking, like, from season 6 onward, like, I'm watching Home Improvement with my family at night before bed. And, like, because I remembered this episode very, very clearly. And I'm kind of wondering if that's going to be just the way it is moving forward. Is, like, just vivid memories of episodes.
I don't want to give too much away, but did your parents just put this on when they were ready to have the talk?
Well, we better not get into it.
We'll talk about that later.
Sure.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, episode 127, At Sea, written by Bruce Ferber, who last did Mr. Wilson's Opus, and Lloyd Garver, who last did your favorite, Ion Tim.
This episode was not nearly as sexy as that one.
No, not quite. Although it's a bit saucy. Aired September 17th, 1996. Mm-hmm. Trivia, not too surprising, but when this episode aired, Debbie Dunning, who plays Heidi, was on the show and pregnant for 6.5 months. So,
makes sense. Yeah.
So they just worked that right into the plot.
Good. Yeah, good on them.
Alternative title time. How many do you have?
4.
Okay, go ahead.
My so-called sex life.
I feel like you've done My So-Called a few times, but that's all right.
Season 6, man. You know what?
You let me reuse some, I'll let you reuse some.
Deal.
All right, I don't want to, like, toot my own horn, but I feel pretty good about this one.
Okay.
The Birds and the Seabees.
Okay, that's pretty good. This is my variation of that. The Boats and the Bees.
That's good, too.
Yeah.
I like it. Although, they'd be mad if you called that thing a boat.
Yeah, but if you're only kind of half watching, all of those scenes kind of blurred together for me. All right, I'll do another one.
Wait, I got one more. Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I call that ship? Especially when Tim's on it?
What's that?
The USS Disaster.
Oh, no. You do call it that. I remember that. Okay, 2 more. I don't know. This one sucks. What is it? Okay, I guess I'll say it. It doesn't make sense now. Float like a butterfly, sex like a bee. Really good.
Oh, that's incredible.
And then I have one more.
All right, I got one more too.
Okay,
so.
go for it.
Revving the engine.
Good one. My last one. I am not having sex.
Okay, this one doesn't make sense at all, but it just came to my head, and I really want someone who is a graphic designer to draw this.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say it. Jean-Claude Van Yam.
That's got to be a shirt somewhere.
Oh my gosh. It has nothing to do really with the episode, it just has the yam thing. But
you were trying to make it happen there. You're like, is Jean-Claude Van Damme ever in Home Improvement? Like, do they do martial arts in this?
I know he's in Friends, but man.
He is in Friends. That's close enough.
Yeah, so that's a shirt we need to make if it hasn't been made yet.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Really good, yeah. This is your kind of perverse sense of humor coming out to play. This is not unlike when we would egg cars in high school. I would egg cars in high school, and you would drive. But you always thought it was funnier, instead of throwing the eggs at the cars, to sort of do an Andy Kaufman avant-garde display where you crack the egg on the windshield and leave the shell next to it and just kind of put up for display. You always wanted us to do that, and we did for you a couple times, but... man,
you guys never performed it well enough, though.
Yeah, well, it was your artistic vision. You should have done it.
I know. It's one of those things where, though, like, the mind comes up with it, and, like, I can't get my hands dirty. It's just... I'm a mastermind, you know?
You had a very specific... You kind of like Dexter. You had a really specific code that you operated by. Like, it's fine to drive the car. No big deal, but, yeah, you're not touching those eggs.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I think we should just close down the episode, because it's not getting any better.
No. All right. All right. I guess we'll open on Tool time.
We're going to try.
All right. My notes are... I'll confess to everyone here, my notes are not great for this one. Tool time. Start of the season. I said we're back for a new season. So do we think that, like, Tim...
Syncing it up.
Like a summer break or something? What is that what's going on?
I mean, they talked about if you remember the last episode, they were taking 2 weeks off for, you know, their little vacation. Maybe that extended a little bit. I don't know.
Okay.
It seems strange.
Yeah, it's like coincides with the boys going back to school, and I don't know. I didn't know they got breaks or whatever. But,
all I gotta say is, in those 2 weeks, if that's the way it worked out, the boys got much older.
And Heidi got pregnant. So,
very pregnant.
She was island hopping in the Caribbean, and she met a man. She met the one. Heidi's very tan.
Island hopping in the Caribbean.
I guess so. All right, first show of the season. They talk about Heidi being pregnant. We read in the trivia that she was pregnant in real life. I assumed so, but wasn't sure. It's Engine Week on Tool Time. And they reveal here that they're going on the USS Constellation, or as you call it, the USS Disaster.
I stand by that.
They're doing a Tool Time on location, so that's something to look forward to later on. But in this opening scene, we're not doing anything with the Constellation, but this is I don't know if my understanding was not what it should have been, but they have like the world's smallest car there, and it's a little car that's smaller than a grain of rice, and stop me if I'm wrong.
No, I mean, I was just, so while this was happening, I was just thinking, this must be fascinating for the studio audience sitting there.
Yeah, it was really good for me on TV as well. Yeah. Tim drops the small car and steps on it.
Who saw that coming? Yeah, Al tries to warn him. It's the Engine Week, so like this is the world's smallest V8 or something. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever. Who cares?
Who cares? Let's move on to the birds and the sea bees, if you ask me.
It's a pretty bad opening scene, I would say.
Yeah, I guess at least they tie it into the engine stuff that they're going to be doing later, but other than that, it's not real interesting.
And they address, the elephant in the room, which is Heidi's pregnancy.
That's true.
People be curious, Next scene, we are home. A lot of jumping around in this episode. Back to school for the boys. They look a lot older, as you said.
Oh my gosh, yeah, way older. And Randy's voice has definitely changed.
I don't know, yeah. Bye-bye, Simba. Hello. Mr. Simba.
Mufasa?
Mufasa would have been so much better.
Mufasa Jr.? I don't know.
I like Mr. Simba because he's older.
Serves him, bro.
Mr. Simba's my father. All right. I hate it when people say that.
Oh, no.
All right. Brad and Angela are very lovey-dovey, very affectionate. Brad's excited to go back to school because he gets to spend more time with Angela.
They have every class together.
Not unlike you with some of your girlfriends back in high school. I don't know if that's true, but I'm probably sour grapes on my end.
A little bit. Sounds like it.
Yeah, Jill suggests that the other boys leave. Jill suggests that Brad should be playing the field. You don't want to... At his age, he should be seeing all kinds of mixed messages here with Jill, especially later on.
A little bit.
She should be dating all kinds of girls. She doesn't want him to get too caught up in, life with Angela.
I think what she's hoping, since, she sees a pretty affectionate kiss here right before she has this conversation, she's hoping if she breaks it off here, then things won't get too serious and he can just hop from one person to another, not getting too serious, maybe.
I think you're right, but, well, a little bit foolish. All right, so we jump to the USS Constellation, and I'm going to let you do the lion's share of these scenes because my notes are sparse. It's a lot of Tim almost messing things up, sometimes messing things up. I hate these on location shoots, and this is as bad as any of them have ever done. I would say probably. I don't know. Maybe you disagree.
We'll get into it. I don't want to spend a lot of time on them, but I did want to ask before we move on, who do you think has grown up the most out of the three boys?
Brad, I think.
Yeah, I would say for sure.
Yeah, Brad is he's like a handsome young man, whereas Mark, he's a little bit taller and stuff, but he's still very much a teen, and Randy is, just still fairly short and stuff. But Brad, yeah, he looks quite grown up, I would say.
Definitely. All right, so on the aircraft carrier, Tim and Al, well, I guess they're on their way. They have a rough landing. The helicopter's there. Captain Jenkins is there to greet them, and they made a giant caution sign that says, beware of, I forget, something real, and then Tim. So yeah,
the hijinks.
They wasted a lot of precious government money by painting that sign, but that's all right.
Worth it for the laughs. I got a bio for this guy if you want to hear it.
Captain Jenkins. That's his name.
Captain Jenkins is played by James Reed. Jordan, in terms of credits, this guy, my computer's loading, has 67 credits to his name. Best known for Legally Blonde. He plays Elle's father. Not Another Teen Movie. He plays Preston's father. Likes to play fathers.
Wow.
8 Men Out and The Initiation. Of late, he was in Days of Our Lives from 2014 to 2018, and then in 2018 he made the jump to General Hospital. So
wow.
Those shows are kind of cannibalizing themselves, but he's a good one, James Reed.
I mean, he does fine in this role. So
not much to do. Yeah.
So they move on. They're still on the aircraft carrier, but they're moving on to tool time. So they're filming here. Tim shows off the F-18, I should say. He thinks it's an F-15, and Al corrects him. Al, we get a mention here that he was in the Navy, and Tim he talks about serving, and Tim basically undermines his serving and says that he only hung out in Nevada.
Yeah, Tim does that a lot.
Bold move.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that takes stones.
Bold move to attack the military. Smart.
Yeah, good thinking. Yeah, especially on a military
on a vessel. Yeah, smart. What they're on is a very big ship. It's got a post office. It's a hospital. It's practically a floating city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You said it.
And they move into the mission control area, and this is the first of very, very many hijinks and accidents, or near accidents, as you said. Tim hits a keyboard, and there's a big old, I don't know, warning sign or danger sign or something. Yeah. And the captain says, "You just declared war on Finland." I wonder if they have a specific key for every country to declare war on. I'm not sure how that works, but he does also
they do. Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay. You would know. He lets them know that they deactivated all the weapons because Tim is going to be a problem.
Let me ask you this. Okay. Obviously, it's a pretty stupid joke and bad line and so on. Is it better or worse that they were pranking him? Which one is funnier? Because I was mad when I found out that that they had pranked him, but I was also mad when they made the joke and they were presenting it as real. So kind of, it's, I wasn't going to be happy either way, but which one's better?
I feel like it would be better to see them scramble.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I buy that too. I don't know. I was just thinking it kind of a no-win situation, but...
neither are... I mean, it wouldn't have been a surprise, but... I'll let you take all the Brad and Angela scenes because
thank you.
I think you like them.
Good thinking. All right, we're home. Brad and Angela are studying Spanish, which is got to be one of the most sensual languages. They're home alone. Jill's not there, and I don't know. Angela's not very good at Spanish, and
Brad seems to know a lot.
Well, Brad, he's an intelligent enough guy, I guess. Now, I don't know. The show kind of picks and chooses when Brad is smart and dumb. But they have a dictionary upstairs, and they need to use it, so they head up there, and I think we see where things are going.
Yeah, there's a dictionary up there, all right.
Oh, no. Next scene. I just wrote
back at C.
My next note, and I don't often share my notes verbatim, but I wrote nonsense. And that was it. So right. You're going to have to take this one.
Back at sea, Tim is on the navigation bridge. Al is on the flight deck. Tim hits another button, and it activates... Nonsense ensues. The washdown system activates for fires on the flight deck, and Al ends up pretty foamy. They move up pretty quickly down to the engine room, which is, I guess, what they were kind of thinking all along when they did the engine week. And it's a big engine. They do have I think, just a kind of not interesting, but just clever little nod here. Tim goes down to the engine room and hits his head on the way down, just like in the basement. And it would have been better if the captain didn't call out that happened. Seemed a little bit too on the nose for me. They could have just had him hit it and everyone would get the joke. But
right, yeah, not a lot of trust in the audience there. But, earlier you said Al was foamy. I've heard of FOMO, but foamy? That's just plain crazy.
Oh, I'm so glad you stopped me for that joke. Thank goodness.
All right, back to the bedroom.
Wait, you forgot. Al comes down.
Yeah, and he's mad as heck. And
he's mad as heck.
He's mad as heck. He's not going to take it anymore.
Is he more mad that he's all full of foam or that Tim started the engine segment without him?
I like how we are just kind of litigating these punchlines. Like, okay, which one's better? Is it better if Al's mad about this? He's mad because he's soapy, bro. Right. You ever been that soapy and been happy about it?
Not with my clothes on.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Yeah,
all right.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Later on, we're still on the ship because we just love it here. Mm-hmm. And Tim wants to set up some shots for later, so they're not on camera or anything. Cap would love to, but he's too busy. The boys are throwing Heidi a baby shower. That's it. That's the scene.
Well, that's going to come back at the end of the episode.
It's a really good payoff at the end.
Super good. It's really satisfying. Yeah, it's little hidden Easter eggs like that make you glad you watched the whole episode. All right, now we're home. Not the bedroom boys, but the bedroom boy and girl.
A bedroom man, I think now.
Yeah, that's right. They're making out in the bed. Doors closed.
Brad is revving the engine.
Yeah. I think you're right. Jill comes home, and we know where this is headed. She comes home, and laundry? I don't know what she's doing.
She's gathering laundry around the house.
I would say she should... Well, that's a whole different conversation. The boys are old enough. She doesn't need to be going up to their rooms and getting their dirty laundry. They should bring it down to her.
Absolutely.
She comes in, and of course, she sees Brad and Angela making out in the bed. The show tries to act like it was really affectionate. I don't know. It wasn't like they were going at it or anything necessarily. But
I think it's just the idea. They're in the room alone, door shut, on the bed, kissing, making out, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're a prude. Angela very quickly, busts out of there, and Brad is he's forced to kind of pick up the pieces. And Jill she's quite steamed, very steamed. What do you say for yourself? Brad kind of tries to make some jokes, but it's not going so well for either one of them. At the end, Brad says, I'm not going to talk to you about my sex life.
Whoa, jaw dropper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, crazy.
I was surprised by that because I don't remember this episode necessarily.
Oh, yeah. I knew it was coming the whole time. I was
like, oh my.
Yeah, it's a big leap. How old's Brad supposed to be?
I would say
15.
Well, so he's a sophomore now, I would think. So
15,
maybe 16.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
All right. Back on the ship?
Yeah, take it.
Back on the ship. It's a good thing we have the ship to detract from this interesting plot here.
Well, yeah, the cameras would fog up because it's so steamy.
I'd say so. Watch out for the foam. Tim is at the throttle.
E.T. FOMO? Is that something? I don't know.
Tim is at the throttle of the vessel, and Al gets a call. I don't know the logistics of this. Cell phone service out in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah.
Is it great? I doubt it. Al brings out the brick phone that he has. He gets a call from Jill, hands it over. Tim is in shock at the news that Jill relays and pushes forward, and we get full speed ahead in time for some awesome graphics.
Yeah. It was great. I mean, like...
The ship flies forward, and yeah.
Yep. All good there. All right, next scene.
Aye, Captain.
Yeah, that's how we should have been addressing ourselves this episode. All right. So we're back home. A couple days have passed, probably. Brad leaves. He's grounded, but I don't know. Things seem pretty cool. I guess everybody's on okay terms. Randy has a conversation with his mother, and she's being very strict with him as well. And he says, don't take it out on me because of what Brad did. I haven't even had a girl in my room yet, and basically these boys are just growing up around Jill, and she might not be ready for it.
Yeah, she's on edge as well after catching Brad. So Randy's really just turning the screws here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right, Jordan. Tim comes home, and he knows a little bit about the situation. Jill kind of fills in the gaps, but she wants him to have the talk. Have a sex talk with Brad. Tim is not interested in doing so. He would really, really prefer not to. But eventually Jill says that he does need to. We flash forward maybe an hour or so. I don't know. Later, it's hard to tell. And this is Tim's first attempt at the talk, and he kind of vaguely, Brad's there. He's wearing a cool Detroit Viper shirt. Tim says, like, if you ever have any questions about anything, you can ask me. And Brad's confused, but he says, yeah, sure, okay, Dad. And Tim says anything, and he kind of follows him through the house. It's sort of funny, I guess. And that's it. That's Tim's version of the talk. Not very successful, Jordan.
Yeah, he thinks he's off the hook after that and heads outside.
And, someone's doing something out there, and I'm going to let audio do the work for me. Go ahead and play a clip.
What are you doing, Wilson?
Well, Tim, I'm admiring my yams.
Should I leave you alone?
No, Tim. See, I'm a charter member of the Tuber of the Month Club. Did you realize that in New Guinea, a family is judged by the quality of the yams that they grow? As a matter of fact, a father passes down his yam-growing skills to his children.
Well, I just gave Brad the big sex talk. I don't think he's ready for the big yam talk yet.
Well, I thought you discussed the birds and the bees with Brad years ago.
I did. But the bee has found a honey and he's gone a bit cuckoo.
Well, you seem quite at ease about it. I must say I'm very impressed you can speak so openly to Brad about,
sex. It was a snap. It was over in a couple seconds.
Seconds?
Yeah, I just said if you got any questions, just holler. And I avoided the issue. I said nothing, and I blew the whole thing.
Well, maybe you should just try again.
You're right. I just want to say the right thing. If I mess up and turn him off, I'm afraid he'll never come to me again.
Tim, that reminds me of my old friend and pinochle partner, Hubert Humphrey. He said all you have to do is be yourself and speak from your heart and your guts.
Unfortunately, I left most of my guts on that aircraft carrier.
But your heart is still in the right place.
No, the second landing, it shifted to the left just a skosh.
Tim, I think you'll do just fine.
You're a good friend, Wilson.
I am what I am.
Wilson is admiring his yams. And we learned that he is a tuber of the month club, or he's like a founding member of that, or something crazy.
His social calendar is booked because he's like on a lot of boards and clubs and stuff. Like Wilson, he doesn't have he's not home on Saturday nights.
This is why we haven't seen Judith in a really long time.
Forgot about her. Yeah, good point.
He shares some information about New Guinea, how you pass down your yam information to your kids, and that's the big thing there. Tim kind of proudly says he's had the sex talk, but then he kind of comes clean and says, yeah, I kind of actually skirted the issue, and he says, I don't want to mess up, I don't want to alienate him, I don't want to make it so he doesn't want to talk to me ever again. And Wilson says something very simple, just speak from your gut and your heart and be yourself. And then there's a really clever line at the end where Wilson says, I am what I am.
And then Tim says, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes. And then Tim says, oh, that reminds me of my shirt.
And he says, Colonel Guile. Have you ever watched Street Fighter?
It's been a long time.
Oh, man. That is a really, terrible movie, but there's some really good stuff in there.
Is it better or worse than Mortal Kombat?
I don't know that I've ever seen all of Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter is more enjoyable because it's just silly and stupid, and the dialogue's poorly written. And
so it's meant to be like that, or not?
No.
Because Mortal Kombat is trying to be very serious.
Yeah, it's not. Well, I don't know. I can't really talk about authorial intention necessarily. I'd have to talk to those guys, but I think that they're playing it less straight than Mortal Kombat, but probably more straight than intended.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about that. All right. Where are we? We're back inside.
Where are we?
And Tim wants another shot at the talk. Jordan.
Round 2, baby.
And he's gonna get Brad to help him with the hot rod. And we head out to the garage where generally only bad things happen, but this time something good's gonna happen. The hot rod is being used as a metaphor for sex, but then Tim jumps to food, football, and gardening, but it's just not working, Jordan. Yeah,
he's being a bit too coy.
Yeah, he needs to say what he means to say, so he just comes out and says it. And Brad he's not enjoying the conversation. Why would he? I don't think anyone does. But they are relating on a basic level, and Tim makes some allusions to keeping the garage, the car in the garage, and when you do take it out, use a car cover, which is kind of gross. I don't know. People loved it. I thought it was kind of gross.
I thought it was kind of funny.
This episode acts like high school sex is like a gateway drug or something. It's akin to heroin or something. People that do it are on a wrong path. I don't know if that struck you as being kind of strange, but maybe it didn't. You're not saying anything, so...
it seems pretty par for the course for a family sitcom.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I guess it's a different time, maybe. So, yeah, Brad is receptive to it. Brad asks how old Tim was and kind of asks when he's going to be ready, and Brad says...
I do like how Tim kind of turns it into, very veiled here. He asks how old you were your first time. He says 37 or something like that, which is just a couple of years ago or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you like that, did you?
I thought that was just I don't know. He broke the tension with his son. I thought it was funny.
Brad says that some of his friends at school say that having sex makes you a man, and Tim says, yeah, they always say that. Brad wants to know when he's going to be a man, and Tim says, when your mom and I tell you, which is probably the biggest laugh I got in this episode.
That's a good one. Tim also says, be a man first, then think about sex. So he flips the whole paradigm on its head.
Indeed he does. And, everything's all good. We roll credits, but there is that final scene.
Back on the ship. Does that mean I have to take it?
I'd like you to take it, yeah.
All right. Well, there's a bunch of sailors surrounding Heidi in a director's chair of sorts, and I don't really know why. I guess this is maybe the baby shower or something that they mentioned earlier. I'm not sure, but it's a very strange way to hold a baby shower. I've been to a few now, and this is not typically how they're handled. But the sailors have lots of advice for Heidi and babies, and I think is it Tim that comes and breaks it up?
Yeah,
it's real funny.
Yeah, they talk about diapers and stuff. It's really good.
really funny. So
yeah, and that's roll credits fade to black. C time.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, aka C time. At C time. C time, baby. Yeah, Jordan. Highs and lows.
A nickel for my thoughts. Is that what you want?
Yeah, either one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lackluster start to the season. You talk about how you don't like the on-location stuff. They don't do anything in particularly fun here or interesting.
Yeah.
At this point, I do question the U.S. military and why they continue to invite Tim to these places.
Tim is a friend of the military for whatever reason.
He killed a couple people last time, and this time he declared war on Finland. So, probably a bad idea. Right. I do like the other plot though. I like the talk plot and how that was handled, and just seeing it. In this. You can tell this is just going to be like puberty on steroids season. Yeah, you see all the kids just growing up, and I'm just assume this is going to be a lot of the plot lines or stuff like this. So I thought it was handled well, and it had some funny lines for me, and I don't know, it felt true to life. Not necessarily that this is something that happened to me, but it just felt like I could see this happening in real life. So
okay,
what about you?
Yeah, I think you liked it more than I did. I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely did not like any of the on location stuff. I felt like this was a particularly bad like on location. Like usually sometimes, they do like they at least do something with it. But they were on this cool set or what could have been sort of cool. And they were just mostly in like back rooms. I don't know, I wasn't impressed by what they did. And it's never that funny, but this seemed particularly not funny this time around. In terms of the actual Brad plot, it was fine. I mean, I guess I'm interested in these kind of plot lines in terms of seeing something different on the show, but I don't know. It just, I guess I didn't like how it was executed. Jill was really upset, and I just like didn't, the whole conceit, they acted as if like I said earlier, like it was, maybe it's a bigger deal when you're a parent or something, but to me it was kind of just like they were, like I said, drawing parallels to like, doing this will put you on the wrong path or whatever, but that might just be a personal thing. But yeah, I don't know. I thought the lines there weren't a lot of laughs in this one. Al's not doing much. Jill's not doing much. I mean, Brad, it's a Brad episode through and through, but yeah, I don't know. It just didn't really do it for me. I didn't find it to be that funny, enjoyable.
If you're gonna watch an episode about sex, you want it to be with Rosalind Allen.
That's true. Yeah, amen. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly right. Like give me something, No.
All right. Well, let's move on to Sean's social media corner. If you'd like to reach out to us, go to thehomeandpodcast.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter at Home and Podcast. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so in a couple of different ways. Go to your podcasting app, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, whatever, and leave us a review. And if you write a review, we will read it on air. And I think we're up to 37 now, so thanks everybody for writing reviews and helping us out in that way. It helps other people find us. And if you also want to support us in another way, you can do so for as little as $1 a month. Just go to patreon.com/homeandpodcast, and you'll get bonus episodes. Every month we do something maybe home improvement related, maybe not. Last month we did Twilight Zone, so not related particularly, but very enjoyable for us, and there's plenty more to come in that regard. So go to patreon.com/homeandpodcast. Adam?
Yeah, do we want to announce what we're doing for April, or no?
Oh, we can do that.
Okay. Yeah, we are covering the Tim Allen movie Big Trouble.
And we're in big trouble.
And one of us has seen it, and one of us hasn't. And it's going to be you're going to want to hear that one. I don't know if you've seen that movie or not. You should watch it and then listen to our episode because it's a strange one. It's a strange one, but look forward to that coming down the pike.
All right.
You want to know about Twitter? Yeah,
I do.
All right, Twitter. Benito Mussolini's granddaughter has words for Jim Carrey over a sketch of the ex-dictator. That's about it. No. Really dating this one.
Oh my gosh.
Twitter, not much going on. We're recording this pretty close to another record, so I don't have a lot new to say. But interact with us on Twitter, polls, pictures, fun, and just be a part of a cool community.
And that's right. We are a cool community.
The coolest.
Yeah, maybe someday we'll open up a very exclusive chat for just Home and Podcast fans. That's not Twitter.
Maybe.
Wouldn't you like that?
Maybe on the dark web or something, yeah.
Ooh, super dark. All right. With that, it is time for the question of the week. All right, Adam, this is not a particularly great week for asking questions, so what I want to do is focus on kind of the real star of this episode, which is Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was just wondering, what's your thoughts on him as an actor? First time you've ever seen him, movies that you've seen him in, movies that you like of his?
Yeah, so there's a lot of questions you asked.
Yeah, can you answer any of them, or is it just a pass?
I can answer some of them. Muscles from Brussels, you know. He's I actually, much like you, I think, is going through his list. I haven't seen a lot of his movies. I've seen the staples, I feel like. I mean, for me, Street Fighter is probably the one that I go to the most, just because I get kind of a big kick out of it. And we should cover Street Fighter on the Patreon. Like, it's just... Yeah, he has like this really fake American flag tattoo, and he's like a kind of like a nationalist, but obviously, like, you know, he talks like he's from Brussels, so it's like the Schwarzenegger problem, where they don't really address that, like why is Schwarzenegger a cop in like Washington State, you know, but whatever. Yeah, so I mean that's a good one. I feel like I've seen this. The one I've seen second most is Double Team with him and Dennis Rodman.
Oh my gosh,
where they're like FBI agents. It's probably one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen, just because like that is not a great duo. You know, you won't be surprised that Dennis Rodman isn't good at acting.
Mickey Rourke's in that as well, huh?
I know, yeah. Oscar nominee Mickey Rourke. Yeah, it's super homophobic, that movie as well. So not a movie that's going to age real well, but it is a strange one. Other than that, you know, like Bloodsport to me is kind of boring. I Expendables, you know, that's I've seen those. He's one of those guys where he's like, I always associate him with Steven Seagal.
Okay.
Because they have like these specialized skills, and they kind of build the movies around, you know, their ability to do these physical acts, kind of like Jackie Chan as well. But obviously Jackie
Chan's on another level,
a lot better. But yeah, I mean, I like JCVD. I think he's definitely better than Seagal, and yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of really interesting things to say about him. But,
I mean, you had more than I have. So.
I like him. Jordan, I want to make this very clear. I like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I watched a couple episodes of his show on Amazon a couple years ago that appears to have been canceled. It was kind of meta, and you know I love meta stuff, so obviously that's good. But yeah, Street Fighter is the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that's
your go-to.
That's my go-to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a really, really long time since I've seen something he's been in. But the two I remember are Bloodsport and Kickboxer.
Yeah.
So perhaps maybe Kickboxer is the better one if I were to go back and rewatch, since it's like has a bunch of sequels and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if we're trying to compare actors like this, give me Jackie Chan all day long.
Yeah, I mean, if we're trying to do that, I don't know if we are.
I'm not sure what we're trying to do really at this point.
There's a line in the Double Team trailer where like Jean-Claude Van... Okay, so like they're like buddy cops, Dennis Rodman and Jean-Claude Van Damme, but like they're not buddies at first, you know, because you got to show the growth of the character, and like Dennis Rodman like mumbles a line, and Jean-Claude Van Damme has to come up with the comeback, and he's like, which one are you, Siegfried or Roy?
Oh.
And it's just like, that doesn't make sense.
Wow.
And that's in the trailer, so you know.
You know it's going to be good.
The synopsis for that is: an international spy teams up with an arms dealer to escape from a penal colony and rescue his family from a terrorist. So if that's something you might be interested in, that could be a Patreon episode as well.
Not so much. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I've probably seen most times just his appearance in the Friends episode, but obviously it's just him playing himself or whatever, so a little bit different. But Street Fighter, yeah, sounds interesting. We might have to do that. Did you know that he... Oh my gosh, this is terrible. I'm looking at his awards and nominations. Yeah. In 1988, for the Golden Raspberry Award, he was nominated for Worst New Star.
Yeah, they do that. It's just like the Razzies.
Yeah, super nice.
mean.
Most Desirable Male a few times nominated.
Heck yeah.
Worst Screen Couple with Dennis Rodman and Double Team. And guess what?
It is
And guess
pretty
what?
bad.
They won.
I mean, it's pretty bad. Yeah, like it's as bad. It's as bad as it sounds. Probably worse. Hey Jordan, you just gotta ask yourself: are you Siegfried or Roy? Which one are you?
I read the tagline on the little title. It says, "They don't play games."
No, they don't. Also, they shoehorn in basketball stuff in that movie because Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman. Yeah.
And it's like so weird. Like Dennis Rodman like dunks. There's like one scene where I think he like dunks a boombox or something. Oh man, it's really bad. He like jumps up and grabs like a rebound for one scene. Oh, it's so dumb.
Do you remember?
You want to keep going? Go ahead. I was gonna try to.
Well, I was just gonna say. Do you remember when we watched the movie with Jay Leno and?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what's his name?
Pat Morita.
Yes. What was that called?
Collision Course.
Is that better?
Or Time Crisis if you're Greg Pulaski. Is Collision Course is no. Well, okay. It's like. Collision Course is probably a better movie, but like you're gonna have more fun watching Double Team.
Oh well.
Not to be confused with Double Take, where Orlando Jones and Eddie Griffith they kind of do a whole. That's another really bad double movie, but that's the only time.
My head is spinning right now.
We better shut this down, Jordan.
Let's do it.
All
Next
right.
episode. You want to know what that's gonna be?
Well, I know it's on Double Team. You just said.
Instead, we're going to be covering Future Shock.
That sounds like a Jay Leno Pat Morita movie as well. All right, well, I look forward to that, Jordan. And thank you for joining me, listeners. Thank you for listening, and I guess I should say take care.
Take care, everybody.